In the vast plains of East Africa, where the land stretches far beyond the horizon and the sun shapes every part of life, there exists a tradition that often surprises outsiders. The Maasai, a pastoral people of Kenya and Tanzania, drink cow blood, not as a rare ritual but as part of their way of living. So why do they do it? And what does it really mean? The Maasai are one of the most well-known indigenous communities in Africa. They live primarily in southern Kenya and northern Tanzania, in regions defined by open savanna, seasonal rains, and long dry periods. Their lives are deeply connected to the land, but even more closely tied to their cattle. Cattle are at the center of everything. They are not only a source of food, but also a symbol of wealth, identity, and survival. For the Maasai, to own cattle is to live. Without them, life would be almost impossible in such an environment. Daily life begins early. As the sun rises over the savannah, Maasai men and boys lead cattle to grazing areas, searching for grass and water. Women remain near the village, building homes, preparing food, and caring for children. The rhythm of life follows the movement of animals, the availability of water, and the changing seasons. In such a landscape, food is not always abundant. Crops are difficult to grow due to unpredictable rainfall and dry soil. Because of this, the Maasai diet relies heavily on what their animals provide. Milk is a daily staple. Meat is consumed during special occasions or important moments, and blood holds a unique place in their diet. The practice of drinking cow blood is not random. It is a carefully controlled process that does not harm the animal permanently. A small incision is made in the cow's neck, and blood is collected in a container. The wound is then sealed, allowing the animal to recover and continue living. This method reflects a balance. The Maasai do not take life unnecessarily. Instead, they take what is needed, while ensuring the animal remains part of the herd. It is a system based on sustainability and respect. Blood is often consumed fresh or mixed with milk. It provides essential nutrients, especially iron and protein, which are important in a diet that does not include a wide variety of foods. In times of illness, after childbirth, or during periods of physical stress, blood is considered especially beneficial. To someone unfamiliar with this tradition, it may seem unusual, but within the context of Maasai life, it is logical. In an environment where resources are limited, every available source of nutrition matters. Blood becomes not only food, but a way to maintain strength and health. Meals among the Maasai are simple. There are no complex recipes or elaborate dishes. Food is prepared using basic methods, often over open fires. Milk, meat, and blood form the foundation of the diet. Occasionally, maize or other purchased foods may be added, especially in more modernized communities. But food is not just about survival, it is also about culture. The act of sharing food, including milk and blood, is tied to hospitality and community. Guests are welcomed and offered what is available. Refusing food can be seen as disrespectful. These traditions reinforce social bonds and maintain a sense of unity. Ceremonies and rites of passage are another important part of Maasai life. During certain events, such as warrior initiations or healing rituals, the consumption of blood may take on symbolic meaning. It can represent strength, endurance, and connection to the herd. Clothing and identity also play a role in this way of life. The Maasai are known for their distinctive red garments, beadwork, and jewelry. These are not only decorative but also carry meaning related to age, status, and community. Survival in the savannah requires more than food. It requires knowledge. The Maasai understand the land, the seasons, and the behavior of their animals. They know where to find water during dry periods and how to move herds to avoid overgrazing. This knowledge is passed down through generations, not through formal education, but through lived experience. The environment itself is both harsh and beautiful. Droughts can last for months. Water sources can disappear. Heat can become overwhelming. In such conditions, the ability to adapt is essential. The Maasai have developed a way of life that allows them to endure these challenges without relying heavily on external systems. However, the modern world is changing this balance. Today, many Maasai communities face pressure from expanding cities, tourism, and government policies. Land that was once used for grazing is being reduced. Access to traditional resources is becoming more limited. Some Maasai are adopting new forms of livelihood, including trade, education, and employment in urban areas. With these changes, diets are also shifting. Processed foods are becoming more common. Younger generations are exposed to different lifestyles and choices. While some traditions remain strong, others are slowly evolving. Despite this, many Maasai continue to maintain their cultural identity. The practice of drinking cow blood still exists, not as a relic of the past, but as a living tradition. It continues to serve both practical and cultural purposes. It is important to understand that this practice is not about being different. It is about survival within a specific environment. What may seem unusual from one perspective can be entirely natural from another. The Maasai way of life offers a different understanding of the relationship between humans, animals, and nature. It is not based on abundance, but on balance, not on excess, but on necessity. In a world where food is often disconnected from its source, where convenience replaces awareness, the Maasai remind us of something fundamental. Survival is not always about having more. Sometimes, it is about understanding what is enough. And in the quiet rhythm of the savannah, where life depends on the land and the animals that move across it, even something as simple as a cup of milk mixed with blood carries a deeper meaning. It is not just food. It is life, continuity, and connection.